Hi, my name is Chris. I'm the Rusty Caveman. This video is one of my memory projects. So if you're unfamiliar with what these are with my channel, this is basically a slideshow of a bunch of pictures with some video or some audio behind it. These are more for me than they are for anybody else. Although viewers of this channel, some of them want to see the backstory, and this will give them some of the backstory. The easiest way to explain this video is probably start with a timeline. Way back in November 2017 at deer camp, we noticed that Mom and Dad probably could use a little more help around the area. So we started the process of actually moving home from central Michigan. January of 2018, we formed the LLC, created the DBA, and by February, we had already found a building here in Grande, and by March, we took possession. During that time, we were remodeling the house up in Michigan. And then somewhere toward the end of that time frame, we were actually alternating weeks in Michigan and Ohio. So 1 week in Michigan, 1 week in Ohio. And we would be, during that process, we're also moving. So each weekend we would shuttle a lot of stuff down from Michigan until we came back. By the time April came along, we had our first product starting to show up. Toward the end of April, we had our soft opening. June, we had our grand opening. August 2018, I married the lovely Mrs. Caveman. We'd been together for 10 years at this point. In November, we closed on the Michigan house. In February of 2020, we actually packed up the store again and moved it to Gallia. What's coming next is a series of pictures, starting with what this building looked like when we first pulled up to it. In the beginning, that's just simply the way it was. This was the beginning. This is around March. We just started to move in. We just started to get products toward the end of. Our first vendor, so to speak, was LD Carlson, and at this point we were basically the only regional brewing supply store, starting from a blank canvas. Lovely wife spent many hours vacuuming this space, cleaning this place. There were thousands of tiny little holes in the walls that she went through and cleaned and patched and fixed every single one of them. I actually took a couple of trips down to do that. More pictures of the blank area. Started building the counter. Another picture from the front. This is part of when we're back and forth. This is me in our Michigan house working as a remote, and this is one of the trips back to the store with basically a double load. Inside the storeroom side of it, the store itself is actually divided into two sections, actually three sections. One of the sections was the office. So in the section to the west was the store itself. Section to the east was the storeroom, and this section here is my office. Both bathrooms in this place needed extensive remodeling. Here's me working, again, remote programming. Sherry spent a lot of time trying to work things around to get the greatest amount of creature comforts. Tried to make a living room in the storeroom side and a bedroom. As you go through here, you'll notice that our logo changed. More brewing supplies. This is still probably early March. Actually late March, early April. That's when we started getting some more of this different supplies. There's a load of canning equipment and kitchen stuff. Better look at it. And there's some custom-made, homemade stuff, different crafts. I had a growler collection from up in Michigan. We went ahead and displayed that. Picked up a cheese making company. We had homemade soaps, a bunch of other things. This is a beginning of the grand opening. That was the original logo. That was Mom and Dad walking across the yard there. Meat stuff, different spices, different seasoning mixes. This is more pictures of Sherry trying to arrange things. This is about the time we actually switched sides. We moved everything from one side to the other. In the back half of the other side, we tried to create a little office work area. This is again in my office area here. Our impromptu living room and dining room. Some of these are a little bit out of order. This is another shot of our kitchen. That little stove right there is the same one we have in the warehouse now. That's Dad working in the what became Twisted Development. Another picture of Dad. Picture of Mom. This is where Shop Kitty came from. She was a stray. Another adjustment to what would be the living room. You can kind of see the edge of the store there. By this time we switched over. There's the new store, our new logo. Occasionally I got some refreshment elsewhere. We were right basically at the other end of the road from Bob Evans Farms, the original. I actually knew Bob and his son Steve Evans Sausage. This is a brewing event that we put on. It was the beginning of January. It was cold. But we had 4 or 5 people show up and we all brewed some beer. Maple syrup tapping equipment. This is a picture of the store after we've really started to fill it out. Started getting our feet wet and understanding what we needed to do here. Various pictures of that. I use pallets as a lot of my decorating just to keep it rustic. There's some handcrafts scattered in and about here and there. Some emergency preparedness stuff. I love that old lantern. It was in 1946. Here's some vintage glass. We actually had quite a bit of that. Picture of me. More pictures within the store itself. This is our front counter display. Again, more glass work. Some more examples of the different displays. A lot of this is vintage glass, more vintage glass. I got into going to the Amish produce auction. They had a lot of flowers. We started out with picking up flowers. selling those. A lot of flower baskets. Then we started getting, when the produce came in, we started selling produce. We were basically the only fresh produce in the village. Some jams and jellies. If the produce started to go bad, I ate it. I eat well. Basically some chainsaw slices and slabs from chainsaw milling. We started getting into our own making our own products. This is the beginning of a winter sled that I put together. Basically, I moved all the equipment out into the front porch. We made the stuff, put it all back. Here's a picture of one of the finished sleds. Some more of our handcrafts that we made and sold. These are just tree cookies painted up. There's the Yule logs. Those were a lot of fun to make. Some baskets we decorated up. There's another one of the sleds. Chainsaw carved pumpkins. I learned how to do that. I probably made 200 of those things. Made those too. Made those. They were really simple to make. Came out really nice. Those are fun. Those are just corks. That's a cork. That's in the process of making some of the Christmas trees. Another one of our snowmen. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.